Welcome back to the channel. I am Coach Brock, founder and CEO of Backstop Built, the complete catcher's training program. And today I want to talk about blocking and specifically how we teach it in order to simplify any ball headed towards the dirt so that you can absolutely smother the ball and have it end up right here perfectly and be ready for the next player, whether that is picking it up, throwing a runner out, or saving a run that could be the game-winning run coming from third base. But without further ado, I want to get into our 4 pillars of blocking so you can understand exactly how each sequence works in a timely order and then what you should be working on. So that way by the end of this video, you can hopefully take this, apply it into whatever you are struggling with blocking and smother every single pitch, no matter what, by understanding that it's not just physical, it's also mental as well with how you prepare yourself. Let's dive right into the 4 pillars and I'll go over them each one by one. Pillar number 1 is anticipation. This is going to be what you do and how you set yourself up before the pitch is even thrown. If you are the catcher, you are calling the pitches, whether you're the one who's calling the game or the coach is telling you what to call, but you know what's coming. So you need to anticipate where this pitch is going to be based off of who's pitching that day, how you know him, and then his tendencies of that pitcher, because again, this is your teammate. You need to know your entire staff. Sometimes they might have a curveball that always ends up in the dirt. So when you call that, you should anticipate probably having to block a curveball soon. So you need to anticipate what is going to happen. If you have a pitcher as well who also throws a really nice four-seam fastball and never spikes it, and you call that pitch, I would not be in a position where I'm trying to block first. I am trying to steal strikes more so. But anticipation also comes from the situation. If bases are loaded and the game-winning run is on second base, game-tying run's on third, you need to get in a position where you can block no matter what the pitch is, but we also want to be able to steal strikes. So just being able to understand that, anticipate the game is going to allow you to know and prepare for the outcomes that could happen. I would choose, the top 2-3 outcomes that could happen each play and then be prepared for that. Pillar number 2, recognition. This is going to be you recognizing the ball out of the pitcher's hand right away so you can make a inferred decision on where that plane trajectory of that ball is going, and then you can start to get into that right proper positioning to match whatever is happening. If I see the ball is coming right here, I'm going to keep my glove loaded and then I'm going to try and steal that first strike. If I see that ball might be coming pretty harshly down, pretty steep, I'm gonna now turn my mitt over, get ready to block. Just like when you're hitting, you need to recognize that ball out of the pitcher's hand as soon as possible. The nice part is when you're catching, you know what's coming. So we don't have to recognize what the pitch is, we just have to recognize the trajectory where that pitch is going. When you're hitting, you don't know if that's a curveball, a fastball, two-seam, changeup out of the pitcher's hand. But when you're catching, since we're calling the game, we do, and then we're going to be able to see, okay, our pitcher and our bullpens, usually when his curveball is out here this far out in front, when I see it out of his hand, it goes in the dirt. That's where you need to anticipate and then recognize that, and then you need to start to get into the proper positioning based off of what's happening. The first 2 pillars of blocking, I say, are always mental. They're up here. It's just about how much you can prepare yourself, how much you can do the thinking, the heavy lifting before the ball's even thrown, and that's where most of you guys are getting messed up. And a lot of catchers, you guys are surprised. You're surprised when this happens. But if you're a catcher who wants to play baseball at the highest level in college and then even past that, if you watch any Division I catcher, and if you are someone who watches a lot of baseball, you notice it's like they just react to the ball. And it looks like that they're just being reactive. It looks like, oh crap, they see it over there, let me just react. Really, they were anticipating that, and then they had enough data to show, okay, that ball is actually going in the dirt. Now I need to just get over there. And then to us as viewers, it's like, wow, how did they block 94 in the dirt? How did they do that from knee down stance? Well, it's because they're practicing all this stuff beforehand, and then as the season goes on, they've done it so well that it does feel like second nature, but they never forget about anticipation and recognition. Pillar number 3, physical positioning. This is where we actually start to get into our blocking position, and you have to do this right, because if you anticipate and recognize very, very well, and then you get into a bad position, you did half of it right. And we don't get credit for thinking and anticipating and then recognizing and then just trying and not getting the result. This ball goes away from us. Our coaches don't care about the first 2, they just care about actually executing. So physical positioning is how well you actually get into that position. Everything starts from the glove load no matter what. From here, we're just waiting. Okay, that ball is coming right here. I'm going to steal strike. Okay, that ball is going to hit the dirt. I am just going to turn the mitt. Everything good in baseball and catching now comes from us being patient with our glove load. Loading the glove, letting the play develop, letting the ball come out, and then either coming straight up to the ball or turning it for a block. Where you guys get messed up here is you load the glove, and then if it's a ball that you can steal for a strike, you lift up too early and then you go to that pitch and then manually bring it. That's too choppy. With blocking, how you mess up is you lift up too early and then you have to do what I call elephant trunk, turn it and then go down. That's a big gap right there. So number one thing you need to know is that when you lift this mitt up too early, it's going to ruin everything for not just blocking, but receiving as well. I also have another video on that. That's for a different time. But anyways, it still applies to blocking very, very well. So depending on how well your blocking form is in this third phase, that's going to determine where that ball actually lands. So we want to anticipate, recognize, get to the right position based off of where we see that ball is going. If I see it's coming at the trajectory over here, then I want to get over there, get in that right position. And then the last pillar is going to be what I call trust and execution. Now you have to actually trust that you did all three right. And then you have to let that ball hit you and soften the blow and stick to your guns, meaning stay in that position. A lot of you guys jump out of the way last second. You don't trust yourself. That's where you get hurt. Getting in the right position and doing everything else will not let you get hurt because you are cutting down all the chances of anything that could go wrong. So the one pillar I wanted to talk the most about today is pillar number 3, which is your actual positioning within your catching form. In this pillar, I break it down into 3 different phases of your blocking position. Number 1, again, has everything to do with the glove load and then turning it. Okay, you need to load your glove and turn it on the ground. Don't load your glove, come back up, then turn it, then back down. So glove load, turn. The next high level move here is going to be pulling this mitt back and pulling our elbows back, okay, bending them while our legs fall forward. They do not replace our knees with where our feet are. We're going to fall forward. So it's going to look like this. Load the glove, turn it, okay, and you could choose, whenever you turn the mitt, you could choose to punch down and have the hand behind it, or whenever you turn the mitt, you can pull it back here. Either way, you need to determine and decide what you want to do with this hand when you start turning this mitt. For me, I always like to punch down. And then as I'm falling forward, this is pulling back. My elbows are at a nice bend. The last one is I'm pinching my back, the top part of my back together, okay? In the middle, that's going to pull my elbows back and get my back into a perfect chest alignment. So those 3 things are really, really going to help you, which is going to be glove turn, pulling it back, meaning pulling our glove back. Don't pull it back like this. Just simply pull your elbows back and then bend, and then pinching our back together just a little bit and being in the right position, landing on the inside parts of our knees, not landing like this, too narrow. We want to land right here. If you've ever done this stretch, that's kind of what you want to feel when you're blocking a little bit. And the same thing applies for knee down stance, guys. We would load the glove, turn it, pull back, chest is forward. Only thing we don't need to worry about is this knee falling forward. I think a lot of you guys overcomplicate blocking, and this is going to help minimize a lot of your mistakes. But at the end of the day, you want to get to a point where you're doing all these things right so often that it becomes second nature. I'm telling you, the best blocks in my career are ones where my brain did it for me, where my body just did it by itself. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. It was just a reaction, and then I look at the game film later, and that reaction resulted in perfect form. So if you master all these things, it's going to give you the best chance in order to build reps on it and practice bullpens. And then in games, you're gonna start seeing that result. Blocking is one of those things that you need to have as a catcher no matter what. It's like us being able to just catch the ball. We need to be able to block. Everyone talks about that D1 coaches, professional coaches want to see a strong arm and good receiving. That's 1,000% true. But they, before all that, need to check the box off for blocking for you. Because if you have a great arm, great receiving, and you can't block, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot, and you're not going to be able to go as far in this career as you want, because no one wants pass balls. Blocking is a given. You have to be able to block. So if you're struggling with that right now, then you need to prioritize this in your training 100% and get comfortable with it. The number one tell on if you're going to get better in your blocking is the results, but more importantly, how comfortable are you? Because if you do all this stuff right and you're still in a game and you're not comfortable blocking, that's going to tell you that you're still not prepared. I was always super comfortable blocking, and I never had any issues because I just knew I could smother it all because I was prioritizing all this stuff and I was doing the right training that actually worked on this. If you want help in your training to know how to apply this and have a real plan that's going to show you how to fix your blocking within 30 days, then go ahead and click the link in the description below. You can see how I help catchers that are high school catchers wanting to play college baseball at the highest levels at Division I and then try and prolong their career past that, but it all starts with them improving their blocking. Go ahead and then you can book a free call with me. I'll look at where your blocking is right now and then see what's going on and then how I can help you and then put together a plan custom to what you need specifically, and we can attack it together. So go ahead, click that link in the description below. But don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel as well. I post a lot of free valuable catching content for you so you can finally start to be on the right track within your catching skill work and know exactly how to improve that. Like this video as well. But without further ado, that's as quickly as I can explain blocking in the 4 pillars and the physical positioning. I'm Brock Johnson, striving to be the coach that I wish I had. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope this helps you improve your blocking so you can be that guy that doesn't have a pass ball when the game-winning runs on third, that is able to block the ball in front of you and throw a runner out at second. That might be the tying run, and just be the guy that your pitchers can rely on to smother everything. I'm Brock Johnson, striving to be the coach that I wish I had. God bless. Stay the course.